Namaste, Sitaram. A pleasant good morning. Welcome to Rudraaya. I'm your host, Nisha Sharma. And Rudraaya is being brought to you with a kind compliments of Maha RudraDev Mandir. And of course, our Mandir is located at 850 Tapscott Road, Unit 34 in Scarborough, with Tapscott and McNichol being our closest intersection. So this morning, to start off today's program and to greet you, I have our spiritual leader, Pandit Ravi Sharma. Now this morning's, instead of having our regular pravachan for Rudraaya this morning, it is going to take the form of a question and answer period, as we are today being the last day of Pitra Paksh, and of course we'll be doing puja later today at Maha RudraDev Mandir. And I know a lot of you have some burning questions with respect to Pitra Paksh and why we perform the Shraddh for our ancestors. So today we have Pandit, and we will be asking him some direct questions, and we do hope to get some answers for those burning questions that you always have around this time. So Panditji, welcome, and we wanted to ask you, during this time, what is the purpose of performing the Shraddh Puja first?
Well, Shraddh itself implies faith. Shraddh itself means a period that is allocated in the name of those who meant something or played such a pivotal role that put us where we are in today. We give remembrance in their name. Time itself has been allocated towards the Lord in the holy periods of Shivratri, Deepavali, Hanuman Jayanti, Janmashtami and so forth. Time has been allocated also in the name of Pitras, which are called as the ancestors.
And, we've been told that sometimes if, a child performs the puja for this particular year or starts it, that it's mandatory that they continue it throughout their life. Can you please give us your views on that?
So, there is what we have is what we call as traditions, and then we have what we call as what is shastrically correct. Shastrically correct means that you are not obligated to do anything. Shastras gives you the choice that if you would like to perform today or only on this one time, it is your choice. The repercussions of such and such only happens upon yourself. Just as how we celebrate our birthday every single year and we rejoice, whether it is in a big way or a small way, we still rejoice in the same manner. We always give thanks. So we are not obligated. We should feel reverent that we are in a position while we are in now that we can perform. Who knows if we will be in the position next year that we will be allowed or have the capabilities of performing. We take the opportunities as they come, immediate.
So, and another question is, for the person who perform or the family that's performing the puja, what are the benefits? Are there any benefits to be derived from performing this puja? I know we say that the ancestors benefit, but is there any benefit for the person or their family who's performing this puja?
So, it is not that ancestors benefit, because if someone has passed on 50 years ago, our parents have passed away 50 years ago, what benefits are they? Will they derive? They perhaps already in Vaikuntha, in the heavenly region. They have already perhaps been reborn. The benefits are more for us. And just as how we plant a seed and in time the seed will become a tree and bear fruits, we will see not immediately from our own self, by the performance of these rites, we will see the fruits that will be manifested, if not within us, within the lives of those who mean the most in front of us as time go by. Such is called as the Shraddha, or the blessings that the Pitras bestow upon us.
Okay, so thank you, Panditji. And one last question we wanted to know was, so if a parent has just daughters and no sons, because we were told that it is the son that has to perform this puja, or it is the eldest son that has to perform this puja. But a parent who has absolutely no sons but only daughters, what is the position, or can a daughter perform this puja, or must it be a male?
Garma Puran, chapter 7, and explains quite specific that putra, which means child. Some translate putra as son only. Putra means child. child, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, brothers' children, sisters' children, or if there is no progeny, then brothers or sister or even wife is allowed to come and perform these rites. Now, of course, you will come and ask a very simple question, what about Dashkatra, which means the 10th day? If a daughter performs it, does she shave her hair? Devotees, we say that's how we can interpret it in such manner that we take a strand even and we offer it upon the pinda. So there is no rule that denies or blocks one from performing, the eldest child or the smallest child. One who lives and revers, should be the chosen one. And take it directly from the words of the Lord Narayan in chapter 7, where he explains who are the authorized individuals to perform. So, we are in the last year of Pitra Paksh. Unfortunately, we should have had this discussion. Perhaps I will speak towards the management and ask them next year if we start early on, and then we can bring more clarification. But suffice it to say, we are having Tarpan between 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. today. If you are in the neighborhood and you can come and join with us, the results itself are tremendous. It is most fulfilling. We hope to see you there, and we thank you for giving me this opportunity to impart and to share some thoughts with you. Thank you, Nisha.
So there you have it, viewers. So many of us, I know we have these questions, and so many questions where that is concerned. And it is during this time that we do look for these answers. So it's always nice to have a presentation or, information shared to help us to understand that a lot of the things were more traditional as opposed to religious based. And, as we get old and we hit the new generation, things are certainly different. And, we are looking and finding more answers as to why we have done or why we believe that, this is so or this is not so. So thank you so much, Pandit Ravi, and we'll now join our sponsors for some messages. Maha RudraDev Mandir presents an evening of fantasy, Om Shanti Om, on Saturday, November the 16th. Created by renowned music director Rahman Khan, with a versatile team of sensational singers Shobha Shekhar, Jay Solanki and Visram Devkinandan. Tickets are only $25 and it includes dinner. Location is Chinkuzi Secondary School, and there's a host of different individuals and venues that you could attain your tickets from. So please be sure to join us for this amazing event.
रात कने एक ख्वाब में आई और गले का हार हुई। रात कने एक ख्वाब में आई और गले का हार हुई। सुबह को जब हम नींद से जागे आप तुम्हीं से चार हुई। रात कने एक ख्वाब में आई और गले का हार हुई।
My dear viewers, as you have seen this morning, we are also preparing for our Om Shanti Om event, and it is going to be a magnificent event. It's a full band orchestra, and so it's no pre-recorded music. It's going to be live singing, live music, and it is a show you won't want to miss. And of course, we have just featured one of our youths of Maha RudraDev Mandir. So throughout the next coming weeks, we will also be featuring our youths who also work and help us in all our fundraising event without anything in return. And these youths really truly do it from the bottom of their hearts. We will now join Dr. Sachin Ramkisoon for our health segment.
Sitaram, and welcome to Health Corner. I am Dr. Sachin Ramkisoon, and on today's episode, we have part 2 of a 3-part series on how to manage stress. Last week we spoke about the effects of stress on the body's functioning and many of the negative health effects of uncontrolled stress. Today, we will start the discussion on how we can effectively manage stress on a day-to-day basis. Often, we may feel like there's little we can do to reduce stress. The reality is that stress exists in our lives. Our daily routine gets busier, work becomes more challenging, and family responsibilities are ever demanding. It is easy to think that you have no control. However, the foundation of stress management is the realization that you are in control of your life. Managing stress is about taking charge of your thoughts, your emotions, your schedule, and the way in which you deal with your problems. The first part of stress management is to identify the sources of stress in your life. This is often more difficult than you realize, since the stressor may not be obvious. Examine your habits, attitudes, and excuses that you make that lead to increased stress. We all play a large part in creating our own stressful situations, and until we accept responsibility for creating and maintaining stress, our stress level will always be outside of our control. Next, we need to identify how we deal with stress on a daily basis. Think about how you react in a stressful situation, or when there's simply too much on your plate. Are your coping strategies healthy or unhealthy? Unfortunately, many people try to cope with stress in an unhealthy way. These may include such behaviors as overeating, turning to alcohol or cigarettes, sleeping too much, procrastinating, withdrawing from family and friends, overworking, or becoming angry or lashing out at others. One helpful hint to identify your own stressors and how you react to it is to start a stress journal. Each time you feel stressed, write it down in the daily log. You should record what caused your stress, how you felt, both emotionally and physically, how you reacted to the stressor, and what you did to make yourself feel better. This stress journal can help you identify regular stressors in your life and highlight how you deal with them. Until this is done, it is difficult to move on to the stress management strategies. There are 6 stress management strategies. We will talk about the first 2 today and the remaining 4 next week. The first strategy is to avoid unnecessary stress. Not all stress can be avoided, but people are surprised by the number of stressors in your life that you can completely eliminate. Learn to say no, whether it is in your personal or professional life. Taking on more than you can handle is a common cause of stress. Avoid people who stress you out, or at least limit your time around those that add to your stress level. Reduce your to-do list to a manageable level by distinguishing those tasks that are truly necessary. Take control of your environment by removing stressors from around you, such as taking a different route to avoid traffic, or turning off the television or computer if the news stresses you out. The second strategy is to alter the situation. The reality is that you often cannot alter the stressful situation itself. Instead, small changes in the way that you behave or communicate can help. Try expressing your feelings instead of bottling them up inside, since the inability to express your feelings often leads to resentment. Be willing to compromise to find a happy middle ground. Be more assertive with your agenda and less on what will make others happy. Poor time management can cause a lot of stress. Better time management allows you to function with less stress when you are feeling stretched too thin. These are the first 2 strategies on reducing stress in our daily lives. Next week, we will continue this discussion with the next 4 strategies to reduce stress. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to speaking with you again next week on Rudraaya.
Maha Mandir presents an evening of fantasy, Om Shanti Om, on Saturday, November the 16th. created by renowned music director Rahman Khan, with a versatile team of sensational singers Shobha Shekhar, Jay Solanki and Bisram Devkinandan. Tickets are only $25 and it includes dinner. Location is Chinkuzi Secondary School, and there's a host of different individuals and venues that you could attain your tickets from. So please be sure to join us for this amazing event.
ना प्यार है तुमसे अपने ही दिल से पूछो तुम, जिसे दिल दिया है वो तुम हो, मेरी जिंदगी तुम्हारी है।
मुझे कितना प्यार है तुमसे अपने ही दिल से पूछो तुम, जिसे दिल दिया है वो तुम हो, मेरी जिंदगी तुम्हारी है।
चाहत ने तेरी मुझको कुछ इस तरह से घेरा, जिनको है तेरे चर्चे रातों को ख्वाब तेरा।
तुम हो जहाँ वहीं पर रहता है दिल भी मेरा, बस एक ख्याल आता है क्या शाम क्या सवेरा।
मुझे कितना प्यार है तुमसे अपने ही दिल से पूछो तुम, जिसे दिल दिया है वो तुम हो, मेरी जिंदगी तुम्हारी।
ये दुनिया कैसी बदली कुछ भी समझ ना आए, क्यों कर हुए वो अपने कल तक न जो
Maha Mandir presents an evening of fantasy, Om Shanti Om, on Saturday, November the 16th. Created by renowned music director Rahman Khan, with a versatile team of sensational singers Shobha Shekhar, Jay Solanki and Bisram Devkinandan. Tickets are only $25 and it includes dinner. Location is Chinkuzi Secondary School, and there's a host of different individuals and venues that you could attain your tickets from. So please be sure to join us for this amazing event.
मुझे कितना प्यार है तुमसे अपने ही दिल से पूछो तुम, जिसे दिल दिया है वो तुम हो, मेरी जिंदगी तुम्हारी है।
मुझे कितना प्यार है तुमसे अपने ही दिल से पूछो तुम, जिसे दिल दिया है वो तुम हो, मेरी जिंदगी तुम्हारी है।
चाहत ने तेरी मुझको कुछ इस तरह से घेरा, जिनको है तेरे चर्चे
Maha Mandir presents an evening of fantasy, Om Shanti Om, on Saturday, November the 16th. created by renowned music director Rahman Khan, with a versatile team of sensational singers Shobha Shekhar, Jay Solanki and Bisram Devkinandan. Tickets are only $25 and it includes dinner. Location is Chinkuzi Secondary School, and there's a host of different individuals and venues that you could obtain your tickets from. So please be sure to join us for this amazing event. My dear viewers, I hope you've enjoyed that very informative health topic presented by Dr. Sachin Ramkisoon. We want to remind you that tomorrow our Navratri Yagna begins, September the 29th. So we'll be meeting tomorrow morning for regular service Sunday morning, and of course we'll be meeting again in the evening to start our Navratri Yagna from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. each night up until October 7th it ends. And Durga Ashtami will be celebrated on October 5th as well. So please, we hope to see you for one of these sessions, if not all the nights. And we'll now join our host for the corporate segment, Kamalji from Lotus Funeral Home.
Sitram and Namaste. My name is Kamal Bardwaj and I'm the owner of Lotus Funeral and Cremation Center in Toronto and Kitchener Funeral Homes and Crematorium in Kitchener. I am also a licensed funeral director. After a cremation has been performed at one of my facilities, the ashes are kept in a secured area until they are ready to be collected by the family. Hindu families usually do not take the ashes home, but are rather collected on the day to perform the spreading of the ashes in water, or for a burial, or at times to take them on a flight to the deceased person's birth country. In the cases for taking the ashes for flying, we will attach the cremation certificate to the ashes container. The cremation certificate is the document that the airport security will need to see before boarding a flight. It is also recommended to take along a proof of death certificate to show the airport's personnel as well. The ashes have to be kept in a wood or cardboard material urn, a box for transporting. The security can easily scan the ashes when kept in these types of urns or boxes. It is also advisable to call ahead to the airline to let them know you're traveling with ashes and to understand their policies. Ashes will be brought into the plane as carry-on luggage and are sometimes stowed under the seat or in the overhead storage, depending on the airline rule. I always recommend for families to use a wood traveling urn when taking ashes on a plane destined for another country. The reason for a traveling urn is that it can be easily opened for spreading the ashes when the time comes, and more importantly, that it is hard wood so it protects the ashes during travel. Cardboard boxes with ashes can be easily punctured by turbulence, causing ashes to spill out. At Lotus Funeral and Cremation Center and at Kitchener Funeral Homes, we operate 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Our crematorium is located inside our building in both locations in Toronto and Kitchener. We have different size rooms from 500 seating to smaller ones. We are centrally located, serving families from the East and West Ends. For Hindu families, we can provide all the puja items, including fresh leaves and kirtan groups. For more information, please call me on the phone number on your screen. Thank you for watching and see you next week on Rudraaya. Sitram.
Life is beautiful, but death is inevitable. I realized this when my dad passed away. So much pain, and amidst all this, the worry of arranging a funeral. Thankfully, in all this, Kamal stood by me. From the viewing to the cremation, he arranged it all at one location. Once someone is gone, they don't come back. But Lotus Funeral Home knows how to give them a respectable farewell.
Lotus Funeral Home. Life must be celebrated.
दुनिया में भी कम है क्या, तो आओ
presents an evening of fantasy, Om Shanti Om, on Saturday, November the 16th. Created by renowned music director Rahman Khan, with a versatile team of sensational singers Shobha Shekhar, Jay Solanki and Bisram Devkinandan. Tickets are only $25 and it includes dinner. Location is Chinkuzi Secondary School, and there's a host of different individuals and venues that you could obtain your tickets from. So please be sure to join us for this amazing event.
दिल है कि मानता नहीं, दिल है कि मानता नहीं, मुश्किल बड़ी
दीवारे, दिल क्या उजड़ा, दुनिया उजड़ी, रूठ गई है बहारें, हम जीवन कैसे गुजारे। ओ मंदिर गिरता फिर बन जाता, दिल को कौन संभाले, ओ दुनिया के रखवाले, सुन दर्द भरे मेरे नाले, सुन दर्द भरे मेरे नाले, ओ दुनिया के रखवाले, रखवाले, रखवाले,
as well as our executive producer Gary Khan for making Rudraaya possible. Please be reminded that we meet today at 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. for Shraddh Puja. It marks the last day of Pitra Paksh, and tomorrow Navratri begins and we meet again for September 29 to October 7 each night, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. And of course our grand show that's happening on November the 16th throughout the program today. You've seen clips of that. So please keep all of these events in mind and contact us early to reserve your tickets for the November event. It's $25, it includes dinner, and it's right there, close to you for those people who live in the West End at Chinkuzi Secondary School. So you've asked us to host an event in the West End. We've listened to you, so we've brought it right close to home for you. So please be sure to come out in your numbers and join us for that event. Would like to leave by just saying, have a positive outlook in life. It is very important that when we approach every new day, we do have a positive outlook for that day, because positivity attracts positivity. Okay, so keep that in mind when you wake up and you don't feel like coming out of bed because you just want to sleep in. It's going to be a positive day, so get up and enjoy that positivity. Until we meet again next week, have a blessed week. Namaste.
Mahadeva, Shambhu Mahadeva,
Shambhu Mahadeva, Shambhu Mahadeva,
He Gangadhara, Shiva Gangadhara,
Gangadhara, Shiva Gangadhara,
He Gangadhara, Shiva Gangadhara.